Okay, forget it. We'll just start here. Welcome to the DigiModels audio podcast. This is episode 2 of the audio format version. Today I have a guest, my daughter, Briana Davis. She'll be speaking about her experience with school and education, and I'll be speaking about business and entrepreneurship and how her education fits in with that, and just her daily activities and what her plans are and how that all ties into business too. So welcome.
Hi. I think education and business do go hand in hand, because I know that there are a lot of programs and special activities you can get in school, whether you're in high school, college, university, that tie into businesses, as well as people who charge money for certain activities, as well as the school itself.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, so schools are like a government organization, right, within the state or within the county or the city. So you go to you're in the Chula Vista district or Otay Ranch area. So, and San Diego, they have their own unified school district, USD. So there's areas that they have governance of school boards and how they handle integration with business and relationships with state government, or how they implement regulation and health codes, because they have nurses there too. They're and school is very important for student health. I mean, you have kids getting fed there every day, and so the health of the food needs to be adequate, so you're not creating obese kids too. So it needs to be proportional. And it needs to be enough to sustain them until at least dinner at their own home. So, I mean, of course, parents should be able to supplement their kids, but not every house has that opportunity, and not every house understands the benefits of entrepreneurship, or taking charge of their own life, claiming their own stake in life, and not just asking for permission or waiting for permission, because there's no authority to give you such permission of making more money or making your dreams come true than entrepreneurship. Because if you're just working for another business, you're just living inside somebody else's box, literally their building, or where they're renting, or their dream, or their vision, and it's not yours. And your vision may just be small. Maybe it's just, maybe I could work in this giant corporation, work for 30 plus years, get a 401k or a pension at the end of it, and be happy. I mean, and then retire in my old days. I mean, so it all depends on your strategy and what your goals are, and how rich you want to be, or how comfortable you are with living your own life, just satisfied. What are your thoughts?
I also think that school plays a very important part in your life, because it's all that you've known so far. School has been your routine, your life. It's what surrounds you with your friends, and it's what you do in your day, and then you come home to your family and all of that. And in school, there's also different organizations and businesses that participate in giving the lunch out, like you said, as well as doing hosting certain activities or bringing certain foods and events to the school. So I think there's a lot of opportunity in that kind of audience, because I know that the kids at my school definitely like buying from those kinds of businesses, especially like food, entertainment, etc.
Okay, returning. Okay, good. So yeah, going back to the topics of education and business, and so you were talking about partnerships, right? And so corporations, they can probably partner with the government in certain ways as well, as long as it's appropriate, I guess. Yeah, I mean, so teachers, they have to have salaries. They have to get paid regularly, consistently. I used to have a friend out here, teacher. And she said she gets paid, I think, even whenever they're out of school, on summer. You know what I mean? So it's year-round salary, even though they don't have to be there the whole year. So yeah, health, education, business. So I feel education leads up to business. America is a capitalist country, right? And the goal should be to like play Monopoly and earn real estate, earn money, assets of value. And when you're in school, you're learning how to read, you're learning how to write, you're learning arithmetic at a basic level, psychology, I guess, to a degree, not much, history, and the history of America. So, but they're trying to prop you up so you can be effective in any kind of business, right? And whenever you get more tailored to your, desired domain of your discipline, like in college, if you go there for 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, become a doctor, then you can demand more because you're a specialist. Now, usually you have to have like 10,000 hours, which is like 10 years of consistent studying of that discipline to become an expert. And so, that's why you become an expert at regular school, and you understand the mechanics of it and what you got to do and your role. And, not everybody gets through it at the same time. This is like the basics. But, if you want additional education, you do that in your off time. Or you sign up for more accelerated programs, which you're a part of. What is your experience with those?
I'm currently taking 3 AP classes, which stands for Advanced Placement, and they're basically college level classes. They're a more rigorous course to take. They require a lot more work, and in May, nearing the end of the year, you take an AP exam, which you have certain days that are dedicated to depending on what class you're taking when. And my experience so far is that it is indeed a rigorous course. It does take a lot of time, effort, and dedication. But in the end, if you want more experience, you want something good to look on your college application if you're a high school student, or just college credit so you don't have to spend as much money at a university or college, then it's definitely worth it.
Do you have any interested programs, major programs at university or college that you're considering?
I think sports of any kind are a good gateway, but you can also get into specialized programs such as the AP Capstone program, which I'm currently taking a part of. It's a 2-year program where you study presentation skills, research, and you use EBSCO, which is an exclusive online service by College Board. So, and College Board is what grades your AP exams and gives you college credit from those classes you take. So you get to directly interact with the kind of resources that they have available, as well as use them to develop new skills that you're going to need not only in college but throughout your entire career.
Oh, wow, you sound fairly familiar. I mean, it sounds like you've done some rigorous research. Well done. I mean, you're way ahead of me because I didn't even know what I was going to do after high school. I was just like, I'll wing it. I winged it. It ended up all right. Yeah, so that's my perspective of how, it applies to business. And I'm glad that you're in all of these advanced placement. You worked hard. It shows. And you were recently put on some kind of principals honor roll. What does that entail?
I think every school is different, but pretty much every school I know in my district has a principal's honor roll, which is honored to students who have a certain GPA or higher, and the standard set so far in my school is a 3.5. But since I'm in these advanced placement classes, the usual maxed out like 4.0 GPA, I can go over that because being in those rigorous courses, you're given more points on your GPA, which also looks really good on your college applications.
Wow, goodness. It sounds like you're ready for college. Oh, didn't you say you wanted to do like community college first?
Yes, there is a good community college nearby that I can get to easily, and I think it's a good way for people who want to save financially, because I know there's kind of a stigma against community college. Like, people think that it's only for people who aren't good enough to get into regular college, but not everyone's situation is the same. It could just be better for someone financially and like their family to go to community college and get the same education you'd get at, let's say, like a top tier university.
Yeah, you said regular college. You're talking about a university, right? And like, usually with brick and mortar universities, they're usually ran by the state. Like San Diego State University, right, or University of California, San Diego. or University of San Diego. So, they got different organizations. Some of them are nonprofit. They all have their own systems of dealing with money and donations and the like. So, yeah, I mean, college is exciting. I mean, everybody goes for their own reasons. Some have ambition, some having goals, and some want a certain career. Some are just doing it because they were told by their parents. So I mean, everybody, and so everybody has different levels of motivation, I would say. And so like you are extremely motivated. So obviously, they should put accolades and give you recognition for your hard work. So I mean, those are all great. Sounds like you have a feasible pathway and a sustainable pathway to success and your future career. Have you thought about after college?
I think that depending on the degree I go for in college or certain programs I go for, whether I try out for certain programs in like sports or with just general education, I think that will help determine what kind of path I want to go down after college, specifically with my career, maybe like a day job I have. But I definitely also want to get into business, specifically like online marketing and all of that, because I think there's a lot of potential there, and there's already people who are doing really well in the space. And I think now with certain programs in colleges and like high school, like outside of your general education, there are good opportunities to help you build those skills early on so that you're a worthy candidate like by the time you're half the age of your coworkers.
Well said. I mean, sounds like you got the future already wrapped up. Yeah. Great. So, you're trying to get your driver's license. Is there any particular reason why?
I think it's just a good opportunity to be able to do it while I'm still a minor. And there are some complications to it, but the more experience I get earlier on, the better it'll be for me in the future, because when I'm on my own and like I have to drive myself to college, for example, I won't have to worry about any inexperience bringing me mistakes in my driving or possibly endangering myself or anyone else in the car.
What about any extracurricular activities you have currently?
I think if you have any interest, this is to high school students or even college students, if you have any interest in any clubs, after school programs, sports, even if it's not like your mainstream football and cheerleading, you can always go into small things. You can invest in more intellectual sports like chess if they have that at your school, and also more advanced classes. There isn't just regular and AP, like the most extremes of the different levels you can take. There's accelerated and honors if they offer it at your school, and I think those are good stepping stones to take before you really go to AP and take it to the next level.
Do you play any sports currently?
I'm on my school's girls golf team, and I think it was a really good decision to make, not only because I'm familiar with the people in the space, but also because there aren't a lot of people there. Like, you may not even like realize that in college, golf is a really big sport. It can help you get scholarships, and it definitely looks good on a lot of applications, because even when you're applying for in-school things, like if you want to be in your student body, like you want to be president of your class, if you're playing a sport, even if you're playing like golf or tennis, that will definitely sort you out from the other candidates.
Great. I mean, so you're just checking all the boxes, right? I mean, you got the AP classes, you're doing the sports activity after school. That increases your opportunity for better scholarships. When do you start applying for scholarships?
Usually, students would start writing up their applications, I'd say junior year, and then applying senior year. And while you do still technically apply your senior year, I honestly think that all students should start collecting like information about all the things they do, whether it's community service, sports, certain classes, or programs, since their freshman year. Because if you keep track of all those things, that's just more experience to put on your applications, as well as make a portfolio of all your achievements.
how do you currently track all of your efforts?
Unfortunately, I spent my entire freshman year online because of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, I was able to still track things from my sophomore year when I took accelerated classes and participated in clubs after and during school. And now, my junior year, I'm able to track all of my accelerated classes, my golf after school, and any other programs I take interest in, such as the capstone program.
How many community service hours do you have to do? And excuse me. And what are you planning on doing for those?
For my school, since I spent my entire freshman year online, I have a modified amount, so I have to do 15 community service hours to graduate. But the standard is 30 hours, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, 24 hours a day, but you can only really work 4 or 5 hours a day max. So you really got to put in the effort and the time, make a schedule, find some free time to be able to do it. And I think some good community service programs are at my school. We have clubs dedicated entirely to community service, and there's also community service opportunities within certain clubs. So I will definitely be looking into those. And there's a certain program of youth sustainability where you can do the conventional things of going and cleaning up trash on the beach, but we also deal with disposables of food and making sure we don't waste because, like you said earlier, we do have students who depend on that food, so we don't want any of it to go to waste and waste any money.
Wow, you sound like a professional school principal on my podcast. Well said. Great. Yeah, what has your experience been like at your current school?
I really appreciate the amount of effort put into the variety of classes and programs at my school because we have interest for anybody of any kind. You can even create your own club if you think that there's an interest that people would join in, and you'll be the president, which would also look really good on your application. And you'll not only be participating in something that you're passionate about, it'll help motivate you to keep a good schedule, get your time together, priorities right, and all of the above. So I also think that the programs for food and financial aid for students, specifically when applying to colleges or taking AP exams, is also really helpful.
Great. It sounds like you figured out all the aspects. You're not only helping yourself, you're helping friends, maybe?
Yes, I thankfully have the knowledge that I do because of many of my friends. I have a few senior friends who have completely completed the capstone program I was discussing earlier, where they did both years, first of AP seminar and the second of AP research. And at my school, even though there's a very limited amount of classes, like 1 or 2 per year for the capstone program, it's a really important thing for building the skills you need for college and your career, and I highly recommend it to anyone who has it available at their school. And I also got into golf because of my friends who told me about it and said, hey, I think you'd fit really well into this space, and it'd also just be a good opportunity for you to grow. And I tried it out, and it's been good so far.
Great. It sounds like you found value in networking with your peers and leveraging their wisdom into benefiting your own life and potential career. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of value in networking, and that's why peers, and that's why empathy is so important, and so you can relate and people can have a good experience with you. I mean, because that's what good business is all about, is establishing good relationships and exchanges of goods and services mutually and reaching mutual goals together, in a win-win fashion. And that's what capitalism is, because it's a trade of monetary financial token to our services or our products that we create out of nothing. So I mean, I've created nothing out of my digital marketing business. I can create websites on the cloud pretty fast. I could create content fairly fast with audio or video or After Effects with Adobe. So I mean, there's the potential with software is better because it scales faster, because once you post something once and you like publish it, it's yours forever, like intellectual property, so you can leverage it in the future for like viewership or brand recognition, or I mean everything is just marketing, right? And especially when it comes to your own brand. And that's what what it is about today is like everybody, the technology is here, the platforms are here, the algorithms are here to assist society with reaching the interests that they want as quickly as they can, and establishing connections to facilitate business and exchange and services and capitalism. And marketing is a big part of it. And you think Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of it's free, right? It's all free for us because we are the content being, and we are being consumed by the market as statistics and metrics. I see it on my all my analytic interfaces every day. How many people come? How many people go? How long they stay? Where do they click? What are they doing? It has a lot of detailed information. Where do they visit the site from? Which computer? So I mean, which time of the day? At which time? So I mean, you leverage all this information so you can funnel your marketing to be better. Like you tailor it to just be during working hours if that's the best, or if you're a business that primarily works outside of business hours, then advertise during those times if you see traffic generating at that great scale. So I mean, that's what I'm saying is, like, if you were to teach a course, let's say, and you build a website, which I can do in one day, and then the course is, let's say, 13 hours. You took 13 days to record 1 hour videos of something you find interesting or you're an expert in, and you can go into that much depth and breadth, then people will come and sign up for it. Maybe it's just like a $20 course at first, but if you have 1,000 people sign up for it, what's that, $20,000? That's a lot. Or I mean, so I mean, you just leverage that kind of scalability, because if you were to go out and work with a hammer at a construction site getting $15 an hour, it's going to take you a lot longer to get that kind of money. You know what I mean? Infinitely longer. And that's why everybody's like stuck to the old ways of working, and the corporations are like falling apart too, because everybody knows that all these single like teenagers are making millions off of YouTube videos, because YouTube is the second largest platform in the world to reach your audience, and so is Google, and they own both, and so that's why they receive paid ads so much, and that's why it's so effective, is because everybody searches there. And if you're one of the top ranked through search engine optimization, like the services I provide, then you're the first one to get clicked, right? And so it's all about brand, and you're your own personal brand. You need to start your own business. Don't wait for permission. Put your stake in the ground. Claim your spot. Claim your future. Don't depend on other people's dreams. Don't be locked in somebody else's business and vision, because they'll be in control of you. And you don't want that, because they are not looking out for your best interest. They are looking out, and sometimes they're not even looking out for the company's best interest. They're looking out for their own. You know what I mean? So that's why entrepreneurship it's a good thing, because you're providing a good service to people that want it. You know what I mean? Sales is not scammy. Scams are scams, because I mean, there's bad people out there, and it's so easy to prey upon weak people in society that are susceptible to fraud and waste and abuse. So slimy door salesmen. This is really in the past, where they would come and they'd like fool an old lady into buying their service for $1,000, and then it would never show up, or she didn't even understand what the hell just happened. They were just so good at selling that they just swindled this old lady out of her money, which is wrong, right? But so I mean, it's like we need to come up with like a ethical form of capitalism where we're all mutually benefiting and achieving our goals, not depending on each other's failures so we can prop each other up higher or something. That's not the way to do it. So collaboration, cooperation, that's the way to go. And it sounds like you're doing all that with your school. How have the teachers been?
The teachers at my school are very well. They're very not only nice, which I know is not the only important thing, but they teach very effectively. I know many of the teachers at my school not only have like their basic degree in what they teach, but they have gone above and beyond in order to earn more because they work harder so they can get more money. And there are also opportunities for these teachers, such as Grand Marshal, which is someone who helps organize all the events, is there for like homecoming and the football games. Pretty pretty much like a celebrity at our school, and they get a certain status among the staff, and it's very beneficial to get because you're also just put at a higher priority. And it's not on the downfall of the other teachers, rather it's on the hard work that you put into it as one of the staff members.
Yeah, great. I mean, and that's what a company is, right? An organization, be it government or civilian. It's a collaboration between like-minded values of people, like people's values. That's what's important. Like that's why I'm at my company, is because we have like values. They appreciate veterans. Not everybody does, and they appreciate their employees, and not a lot of companies do. And it's a mutual respect kind of thing. It's a mutual benefit kind of thing. And I'm hoping that it's reciprocal. I hope that it's all balanced, and that's what I feel like it should be. So thanks for coming on to the DigiModels podcast today, Briana. Appreciate your insight into education and business and college and scholarships and everything you said. Do you have anything you'd like to say I didn't ask?
Just any advice for anyone in college or high school is just similar to what you said about making your own business, being your own brand, is just go out there and take the opportunities that are ahead of you, because more likely than not, they're not gonna show up again. And when you do take them, it's never too late. You may think, oh, I should have started in middle school. Oh, I should have started freshman year. If you're still like a sophomore or a junior, you can take those opportunities and roll with it for the rest of your high school career as well as into college. And that will definitely look good that you took the initiative and all of that. But thank you so much for listening to this second episode of DigiModels.
Yeah, just dang, I forgot what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you something real quick. It was about the golf thing. All right, never mind. Thanks.